سايتاما 2002 في مدينة سايتاما اليابانية. نرحب بكم متابعي صفحات التواصل الاجتماعي التابعة للموقع الرسمي للاتحاد الآسيوي لكرة القدم في إياب نهائي دوري أبطال آسيا بين أوراوا ريد دايموندز وضيفه الهلال السعودي. مرحبا بك رشيد الراي، وأنا محمد شادي سنكون معكم في هذه الوقفة السريعة قبل بدء المباراة المقررة بعد نحو الساعة ونصف من الآن. الإعادة في هذا الملعب تحديدا لسيناريو 2017 حين فاز أوراوا وتوج باللقب على أرض هذا الملعب. هل سيعيد الكرة أوراوا هذا الموسم أم أن الهلال سيأخذ بالثار ويعود بالكأس الأغلى آسيويا إلى الرياض؟ مباراة الذهاب في هذا النهائي انتهت بهدف هلالي في الرياض برأسية روبي كاريو. أجواء رائعة في خصوصا المدرج الجنوبي يتقاسم جمهور الهلال وجمهور أوراوا في هذا الملعب بعد يومين ماطرين. الصحف هو سيد الموقف في اللحظات الأخيرة قبل المباراة والشهر.
It's incredible, Mohamed, isn't it? This is it. We are the Saitama Stadium. You can hear the excitement from the fans here, and it is brilliant, absolutely outstanding. From about a couple of hours ago, they started to stream into here, hoping to cheer their home side on. We've got a big group of Aurora fans over on the other side as some of the Al Hilal players come out for their warm-up here. It is outstanding to be here at the Saitama Stadium. They'll be hoping that they'll be able to see a different side to the one that we saw in the first leg in Riyadh. They will want to cheer their home side on. They've got that goal, they're a goal down on aggregate. Al Hilal have that opportunity, have that advantage coming into this, and it's going to be so interesting to see how they set themselves up tactically. Urawa eventually will have to take a few risks as the game goes on, but it's absolutely brilliant. See the fans here waving their flags in behind us. And another thing, it was raining on Friday, it was raining on Saturday. Thankfully, we woke up today, sunny skies, beautiful conditions for a game of football, Mohamed.
المدرب السابق لنادي الهلال خوسيه اوسكار البرازيلي خوسيه اوسكار يقول ان جمهور أوراوا هو من اشد الجماهير حماسه في اليابان واحد اشد الجماهير التي تنضم في ابطال اسيويه. كما نشاهد رشاد جماهير حماسيه رائعه جدا تسبق انطلاق المباراه. في مباراه الذهاب الهدف الوحيد لكاريو فرض سيناريوهات عديده في هذا الاياب. الهلال امامه احتماليه الفوز باي هدف او التعادل او الخساره بفارق هدف واحد باستثناء الواحد صفر. ما هي سيناريوهات الخساره والفوز لأوراوا والهلال نسمع معك؟
I think Al Hilal in the first leg were outstanding, and if you look back on that, it could have been a lot more than just the one goal that they scored. They had several chances in that game. Jovinko had several opportunities, and they could have really put the tie overall to bed. They didn't, and it gives Urawa an opportunity here. It gives them a lot of hope. But of course, giving that one goal advantage, this is the first time in the last three finals that Al Hilal come into it, having that advantage into the second leg, going into the second leg. In 2014, they had to try and come back from that. They had that away goal disadvantage for them. But look, in 2017 against Urawa as well, they came here and struggled a little bit. And now they are the ones who hold on to that advantage in the second leg. So as I said, Urawa, we saw a side of them that was really poor in that first leg. And part of it was because of how well Al Hilal were able to keep them under control, playing that high line, that high press, forcing Urawa into lots of mistakes, sloppy in possession. And there's a lovely little battle going on here between the Urawa fans over there, the Urawa fans over here, and this little group of Al Hilal fans. I mean, they're all just waiting to see who will be crowned kings of Asian Club Football 2019.
And this crowd is related to a preparation for Urawa and الهلال. متابعينا كان أوراوا ينتشل عودة حارسه شكاوي نقطة إلى الزخم الهجومي الذي يتمتع به على مستوى روكي كرأس حربة صريح والجناحين البارزين البرازيلي فابيسيو وناكازاوا. What are the preparations of
I think one of the benefits that both these sides have had, and especially for Urawa, was they've only played the first leg. They didn't have a game after that. Obviously, there was an international break. They didn't feature any other players in the international squad, so they've had that opportunity. And Osuki has spoken about having that time to get his players ready for this showpiece event. Psychologically, he spoke about wanting to get a reaction, wanting to draw out those emotions. He spoke about control, and at the same time, he was saying, yes, we need to have control of the game, but we want to see an explosion. We want to see passion from our players. And in front of their home fans, you expect that you will see that from Urawa. You must see a reaction. We need to see a reaction from Urawa Reds here. Al Hilal can play a little bit better, a little bit more patiently. They can be a little bit calmer in these situations. They don't have to take the risk that Urawa eventually will have to take in this match. But preparation-wise for Urawa, Otsuki has said that it's been good. They've looked at what they can try and work on from the first leg, taking it into the second leg. Yeah.
Plus, Urawa has the factor of spectators and
absolutely.
So it's an advantage for him. بالمقابل نادي الهلال يعول على الهجومي، خصوصا ان مدربي رسمان لوتشنسكو يعتمد الزخم الهجومي في رؤيه انعكس اذهابا بالناحيه التهديفيه طوال هذا الموسم سيما في البطوله. يعول على جوفينكو امامه الكابتن جوميز ومعه سالم الدوسري وايضا كاريو صاحب الراسيه الهدف الوحيد في الذهاب.
Well, those players that you mentioned were outstanding in the first leg, and they really, gave lots of issues to Urawa's defense. And I say they created chance after chance, created lots of opportunities. Their overall work rate was very good, very high intensity. They will have to keep that again in this game. And their preparations for Al Hilal, they had some players away during the international break, playing against Uzbekistan, like Al Sharani, Al Burek in there, Al Dosari in there, Al Faraj, Otef as well featured in that game, but they didn't feature in Saudi Arabia's second international. They came back to the club, Al Hilal, and they were here since Monday, trying to get acclimatized to the conditions, getting adjusted to the time differences and things like that. So, there's been a lot of talk about how the rain and how the weather will affect them. But let's remember that these are high quality professional players who experience all sorts of conditions, all sorts of climates, played in situations like this, face these sorts of pressures, and they're playing for massive clubs. Al Hilal and Urawa, probably two of Asia's biggest clubs on the continent, and these clubs know how to take care of their players, making sure that they've got the right sort of recovery going on, the right sort of equipment, the right sort of preparation coming into this, so we can expect no excuses from either of these two sides. The preparation has been done, they've been involved in training, they've worked on their tactics, they've worked on their ideas coming into this. We're expecting a really good game of football between two very high quality sides.
بكل الأحوال رشان urawa تحضر جيدا لهذه المباراة، لم يخض أي مباراة منذ الذهاب إلى النهائي، حضر على مستوى اللياقة وذهنيا وحتى تكتيكيا لهذه المباراة أمامه أكثر من خيار أمام المدرب الياباني. على الناحية الأخرى مدرب الهلال يدرك جيدا أن عليه أن يخوض هذا اللقاء بتكتيك خاص، ربما يقوم بما قام به ذهابا بالضغط على كامل أرجاء الملعب منذ اللحظة الأولى، وربما يخوض في مسار آخر يجده أنجع في هذه المباراة. For the lineups,
yes.
Any surprises?
No real big surprises. I think Nishikawa comes back for Urawa, and that's the only one change in both the lineups.
It's a positive change.
It's a positive change for them. Otsuki will be obviously delighted, and the team, the players will be delighted. Urawa Red Flames will be delighted to have Nishikawa back in goal at the expense of Fukushima. To his credit, Fukushima did well, I thought, in the first leg. He kept his side in the game. He kept out a few chances. But what I'd like to think about them doing tactically, I expect them to set up in a 3-4-2-1 formation. Sekine and Hashioka in those wing-back positions. You got Iwanami as a right central defender, Suzuki at centre-back, Makino on that left-hand side, Aoki in central midfield at Everton. We need a little bit more from those two central midfielders, Aoki and Everton. Aoki at times, what we've seen from him in this competition, and one of Urawa's patterns of play, is to just drop Aoki in the build-up in a back three. And that allows Makino to then push on and play almost as a left back at times, and that in turn allows Sekine to then push forward, play in an even more advanced position. We didn't see enough of that from them. They didn't get their wing backs in action in that first leg, Urawa. They were uncharacteristically sloppy even when Al Hilal's press and the intensity in the press dropped off a little bit. They were still a little bit sloppy in those situations, and that's not something that we expect from them in this game. The technical quality has got to be right up there, because I believe when they do start to play through Al Hilal's press, they do have the quality, and they should be able to actually, when you look at how Al Hilal will set up in probably a 4-4-2, Jovinko and Gomes leading the line for them, Oteif, Al-Faraj in central midfield, you have Al-Dosari and Carrillo on opposite flanks, Al-Burek, Al-Sharani as the fullbacks, Jang Hyun-soo in central defence alongside Al-Bulahi, Al-Mayouf in goal for them, so unchanged for Al Hilal. You expect them to settle into that 4-4-2, and what they like to do when they press, they like to make it nice and narrow in those central positions, pull in Al-Dosari, pull in Carrillo, and try to block the central spaces. So there will be opportunities for Urawa to actually use quick combinations out in those wider positions, but the technique has got to be spot on. You can set your side up in all sorts of wonderful tactics. If your players aren't spot on technically when it matters in the game, it's going to be very difficult for them. But you like to see these little things from Urawa Reds. For Al Hilal, it'll be interesting to see how Lucescu decides to set that side up in terms of the pressing. Do they put them under pressure? I think they might, because Urawa don't necessarily have the pace to play longer balls in behind, although that might be an option if they choose to bypass Al Hilal's press. Look for those longer passes in behind, Al-Burek in behind, Al-Sharani, and get the likes of Fabrizio pushing on into those areas. I'm excited to see how these two sides get on in this game. Al Hilal are out here. You can hear the roar from both sets of fans. Well, Salam Muhammad.
بكل الأحوال رجعنا هناك معركة على الحياد بين الشلهوب في دكة احتياط الهلال احتياط أراوا. في حال تتويج الهلال باللقب، الشلهوب سيكون أول لاعب آسيوي يفوز بأطول فترة زمنية لمدة 19 موسم بين بدوري الأبطال في عام 2000 والتتويج في 2019. وأما في دكة احتياط أراوا فسيكون أول لاعب في آسيا يفوز باللقب 3 مرات مع نادي أراوا.
Listen, it's been brilliant. We're all set up. Kickoff is coming up soon between these two high quality sides. We'll see you back at halftime. Enjoy